We'll be going over IRS Form 15110, the Additional Child Tax Credit Worksheet. So you may not be familiar with this worksheet unless you received the IRS notice CP08. So this is what CP08 looks like, in which case you may be eligible for the additional child tax credit. However, you did not claim it on the tax return, or there's something else that the IRS needs, like additional information before they go ahead and apply that credit to you. So as noted in the CP08 notice, the additional child tax credit is part of the additional child tax credit. However, it is a refundable portion, which means you can receive the additional child tax credit even if you did not owe any tax, and even if you did not qualify for the full amount of the child tax credit. So as part of responding to your CP08 notice, you may need to complete Schedule 8812, which will actually help you calculate the amount of additional child tax credit that you may be eligible for. So the maximum amount of child tax credit in a tax year is $2,000 per eligible child per year. So the additional child tax credit portion of that, which is the refundable tax credit, is $1,600. That's not a combined amount. That doesn't mean you get a total credit of $3,600. What that means is you're eligible for up to $2,000 of a tax credit per eligible child. However, $1,600 of that can be used to issue you a tax refund even if you don't owe any tax in that year. So to calculate the amount of your credit, you would complete Schedule 8812. However, you've probably received this form with your CP08 notice, and this simply helps you document A, the number of children, B, whether or not they qualify. So this is a one-page form. It's pretty straightforward. We'll walk through this, and then we'll start. We'll address some questions that might come up. So this form, as available on the IRS website right now, was current. The most current version is April 2023. So this reflects 2022 tax returns. Since the time of this recording is in 2024, I would expect that there will be an updated version of this with regards to taxpayers who receive their CP08 notice for their 2023 tax return fairly soon. So at the top of the form is contact information. So we've put down John Doe, Mary Doe is his wife, their social security numbers. So an important part of the child tax credit and the additional child tax credit is that is the matter of citizenship or residence. So in order to claim in order to be eligible for that child tax credit, the qualifying child must have a social security number. However, you as the parent or the responsible adult of that child, the person that can claim that child as a dependent, may be able to claim that credit if you have an individual taxpayer ID number or ITIN by the time you issued your original tax return or filed your original tax return. So you'll put your address down, your street address, city, state, and zip code, followed by a phone number. You can put up to 2 phone numbers with preferred times to call. Keep in mind the IRS normally operates from 7 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock p.m. Local time in the United States, in the continental United States. If you're in Alaska or Hawaii, they'll defer to Pacific time. So if you've recently changed your address, I usually recommend the taxpayers notify the IRS. You can call this phone number right here to change your address, you can also file IRS Form 8822, which is the official change of address form. All right, so before we start filling in information about the child, let's break down exactly what this says. So for the information below, you're going to complete the child's name as it appeared on your tax return. You are not able, according to this, if you did not include a child that was on your original tax return, if you skipped a name or missed a name, and you think that you're still eligible for the additional child tax credit for that child, then you can't use this form. You would have to file an amended tax return with IRS Form 1040X, add that child in order to claim that credit. So your child must have a social security number that's valid for employment, issued before the due date of your tax return, unless the child was born and then died in the same tax year. And in that case, you still have to attach a copy of the birth certificate or hospital records that show that the child was born and was alive when born. So the final administrative note, for purpose of the relationship test, a child has to be either your son or daughter, a stepchild, an adopted child, your brother or sister, a stepbrother or stepsister, or any child from one of those relations. So if John Doe was trying to claim his nephew because his brother is deceased, then because his nephew is technically his brother's child, if there are no other eligible taxpayers that can claim John's nephew as a dependent, then they would still pass the relationship test. They can also be an eligible foster child. So in here we put down 3 children's names, their social security numbers. It looks like they all passed the relationship test. However, one of them, for the 2022 tax year, you had to have been born on or after January 1st, 2005. So in other words, your child has to be under the age of 17 in the tax year in question. So 17 years later basically means that the a child that was born on January 1st or afterwards in 2005 would still be under the age of 17 when this tax return is due. So for the 2024 update, I would expect this date to change to say, was the child born on or after January 1st, 2006. And then finally, the child has to be a citizen, a national, or a U.S. resident. So we can see on this that Martin Doe was not born on or after January 1st. So as a result, Martin is not considered a qualifying child for the additional child tax credit. So now you might be able to file Schedule 8812 and still claim Martin as you can claim a tax credit for other dependents. That's usually the most common tax credit that you can claim for a dependent that no longer qualifies for the child tax credit or the additional child tax credit. There are also a slew of other credits that you may consider looking into. We will put links in the show notes to those. They might include the Earned Income Credit, the Child and Dependent Care Tax Credit, and education credits for children that may be of college age. So you would need this information when you go ahead and complete Schedule 8812, which is about the additional child tax credit. We'll take a quick look at that right here. So you may have received a copy of this in your in your package when you receive the CPO 8 notice. However, if you did not, you can download it from the IRS website, and we've got resources available to help you through this as well as some of the other tax forms. So if you If you want to know more about IRS Form 15110, you can check out the article that we just produced. Simply go to teachmepersonalfinance.com, type in IRS Form 15110, and you'll see the article appear. If you like our articles, please subscribe to our newsletter. If you like our YouTube videos, please subscribe to our channel. And if there's a topic or a question that you have that you'd like to see in an upcoming video, please hit me up in the comment section. Thank you very much and have a great day.